Hello adventurers, my name is Diogo Guerra and this is OFFroad-OFFcourse. Today I'm finishing the story of our participation on the Dakar Series event, which will be a short one because that day I was suffering from a massive headache sponsored by the 3, maybe 4 glasses of red wine I drank the night before. You see, after 2 tours on university, my liver came home with PTSD, so nowadays I'm basically allergic to alcohol. Anyway, we were supposed to leave the hotel at 9 AM like everyone else, but it was raining heavily, so we waited, like the old experienced mules we are. Everyone left like 2 hours ago, but it was raining and we thought like we have 350 kilometers to ride. What's the point of going like wet from the first minute? So we waited out and I think the weather is clearing up, so we departed almost 2 hours late, but the plan worked flawlessly and despite a little bit of mud on the tracks, there was no sign of rain.
And so it begins, the track for the day. It's a bit muddy, but this kind of mud is okay, like it has a lot of, I don't know if it's silica, sand, whatever, but it's a grippy mud. It has a lot of, I think it's sand maybe. I'm not a geologist. But this kind of, it's red. Usually red means slippery, but here in this area it's just grippy. I don't know why.
Apparently unaffected by the slightly wet trails, my father kept surprising us with his growing skills and bravado, and I had to push my XT beyond its comfort zone to be able to keep up with him on the DR350. My father's case is the perfect example of what I've been saying for years. The fastest way to become a decent rider is to train with a lightweight bike and to book a lesson or 2 with a professional instructor. And so I suggest that you check out this video that I've done a few weeks ago and also that you consider booking a lesson with my partners, BN ADV and their BN Enduro Camp, an off-road school specialized in adventure riding. And if you use my code, of course, then you get 10% discount and I get a small commission, so everybody wins. And now let's get back to the story. With a total of 200 kilometers to ride that day and with my father riding like there was no tomorrow, I was finding it weird that we were catching up with such few of the slower participants. Later I found out that due to the morning rain, everyone skipped the first 40 kilometers of the track, which saved them an extra hour relative to us. The weather kept getting better and better as we moved away from the storm in the south and entered the much more familiar region of Ribatejo. Around 2 PM we finally arrived in Torrão, where we found the finishing line and where the organization was waiting and greeting all of the participants. We had a little chat with them, but by now we were just starving and we went for their well-deserved lunch. We were a bit late for the party, but at least there were no queues and we got served as soon as we got there. The chosen meal was feijoada, a strong Portuguese dish with a lot of beans, cabbages and all sorts of meat. Yeah, here when we kill something we eat the whole thing. After eating we met Ricardo and Tiago from the T7 gang, who were waiting for us by the restaurant O Tordo, whose owner showed us his private collection of antique cars. It was already getting late, so we got onto the bikes and took the roads north to Santarém. Curious by the mighty DR350, Ricardo decided to give it a go, and somehow it only took him about 3 minutes to puncture its rear tire. Fortunately, we had John with us, but no 18-inch spare inner tube, so we had to make do with a 21-inch instead. We weren't sure if this hack would even work, but it did, at least well enough to get the bike back on the road, and so after about an hour we got home. Late, tired, but happy. To wrap up my description of the Dakar Series event, I want to congratulate the organization, Longitude 009, because even on a year like this with a pandemic, they managed to pull off a big event like this with everything running smoothly, at least from my perspective. As a matter of fact, inspired by their success, I've decided to join forces with BN-ADV to create our own adventure event.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go build my own theme park with blackjack and hook.
We want to create something fresh, with lots of different activities and all sorts of off-road entertainment. And for that we are upgrading a few concepts that we tested before and were very successful. Nevertheless, new ideas are always welcome, especially the ones coming from you. So if you have any, please send me a mail. This event will be probably in September, so stay tuned for more information. And as usual, please like, subscribe, hit the thingy, and share. See you next week and happy rides!